Hi, and welcome to Women at Work, The Woe Factor. I'm your host, Mary Eileen Williams, and today's show is going to be especially valuable to you out there because we are going to be talking about ways to create a powerful and compelling LinkedIn profile. Brenda Bernstein is the best-selling author of How to Write a Killer LinkedIn Profile, and it has been featured on both Forbes and Fortune magazines. Let's start out with something kind of general because I really think it's important that we stress how valuable a powerful LinkedIn profile can be. Why is that critical to people's success?
Well, if you're a job seeker, it's absolutely essential to be on LinkedIn. That's where recruiters are looking for potential candidates. That's where hiring managers are and professionals are. Executives are on LinkedIn. Anyone you want to connect with in a professional capacity is going to be on LinkedIn.
Well, besides being on LinkedIn and having your online presence, again, be compelling and strong, you have to attract people to your profile. So what are some tips you have that is going to maximize people's presence out there?
There are two main ways that you get people to land on your profile or for your profile to appear in searches. One of them is by having 500 or more connections. I think that number is actually going up, but the more connections you have on LinkedIn, the way the search engines work on LinkedIn, the more connections you have, the more likely you are to show up in searches. So you do want to expand your network as much as possible. And then the other important piece about being found is to have the right keywords in your profile. So if you're looking for a job, for instance, as a program manager in biotechnology, you want to have program manager biotechnology in your headline. You want to have it in your summary, in your job titles. As many places as you can naturally put those keywords, you want to have them in your profile. So you put yourself in the shoes of someone who's looking for you and think, what keywords would they be searching for? And those are the ones that you want to have in your profile.
Well, that's really helpful advice because, again, I know as someone who does work with job seekers, they need to be able to market themselves as a very valuable product out there. So the keywords, I think, is key to, again, getting that access to recruiters and hiring managers. Another thing that's come up a lot that I want to ask your opinion, since you're the expert, what about having a professional photograph on your LinkedIn profile? Is that critical, or can people just have something on their own?
I think it's very important to have a professional photograph. Again, if you're a job seeker, that's who you want people to be attracted to you as someone who they want to see in the workplace, who they can imagine being a leader in the workplace, or they can imagine being in front of their customers. If you're a business owner, same thing about your customers. You want your customers to look up to you as someone who they would respect. And the photo, it's just the way that our human brains work. We make up a lot of stories based on a photo. So if someone isn't appearing professionally in the photo, we might not think that they're going to appear professionally when we actually work with them.
If you were to give one most important tip, perhaps, about your LinkedIn profile, again, to really make sure it's compelling and powerful, what would your most important piece of advice be to our listeners out there?
Actually, my most important piece of advice is that even if you have the most compelling LinkedIn profile and it's all perfect and optimized, it's not going to do you any good unless you actually talk to people and take that connection offline. So the biggest, most important thing is, yes, meet people on LinkedIn, but then have a phone call with them, have coffee with them, set up a meeting or a presentation with them. That's how you're really going to get the most value out of LinkedIn.